The title of this mini podcast is The One Thing. Some years ago, the Grasshopper asked a probing question. What's the one thing that changed your life for the better? So let me ask you, what's your one thing? Was it an event, something you saw, something someone said to you, something you read, or even a scene from a movie? What is it that got you moving in a different direction than you were heading? You may have several examples, but my request is to distill them down into one major turning point. It's not like you were searching for this answer, but poof, there it was in an instant and dead center in the bullseye. I have several examples that instantly opened my eyes to new directions, some from my radio career and some from authors and workshop leaders. For example, I interviewed for a radio job in the late 70s, and the program director, after listening to my audition tape, asked if I was attempting to imitate a popular broadcaster of the time. I replied, yes. His words that changed my direction were short and to the point. He said, as hard as you try, you'll never be him. But as hard as he tries, he'll never be you. From that moment forward, I found and developed my own style. But if I had to boil it down to the one thing that changed my life, it was a question from my friend Jerry Stocking. I was attending a 5-day workshop, and I can't remember what I said, but what he said back to me, I'll never forget. He asked, "What is your purpose in speaking?" In an instant, it became apparent to me the amount of purposeless speaking that permeated my life. Up to that point, opening my mouth and letting words fall out without purpose was the norm rather than the exception for me. In a moment, it became crystal clear how much can be left unsaid, leaving what is said more purposeful. I encourage you to find your own example of your one thing. It's valuable to reflect on it from time to time. It'll remind you there's always something or someone in the shadows waiting to assist you to move in a new direction. This reflection may just open your eyes and ears to the next one thing. All the best, John.